Hi YouTube, Darthsteve333 here again for another quick pickups video, and I don't mean quick in an ironic sense. I'm going to try and plough through this. Basically, only been to one car boot since the last set of videos. I'm going to quickly go through pickups outside of the car boot and then run through the car boot from last weekend. Change of background, let us know how you think this works. So, right, to kick off then, just some miscellaneous pickups found for sort of 50p or a pound here and there. This one is actually my old copy, Dead or Alive 2. Basically, it was a platinum. I've replaced it with a black label. The other ones are Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank 3. Next thing was some recycle centre pickups. These three things cost me a grand total of £1, which was 3D Star Strike for the Spectrum, Wii Sports for the Wii. This needs a clean on that one, but that'll be good for generating a bit of credit at Computer Exchange. And this is, I believe, a promo copy of The Matrix Path of Neo. I do have this in a full retail case, but the promo copies interest me, so if I see them about, I'll pick them up. So I think it's a demo. Sorry, it could be a promo, could be a demo. Anyway, it was 33p, so that's not a great loss if it turns out to just be a demo. More recycle centre things. These two I haven't got on this particular system, and this is Call of Duty 3 and Call of Duty Finest Hour. Both in good nick, both with instructions. This is an upgrade from an existing copy that I got. You might remember it from one of my earlier videos. This is Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior. This has been picked up because it's in very good condition and has the instructions. My previous copy has just disowned me. Next, we have Legend of Spyro New Beginning. This is one I actually already have, but it was 50p, so I thought, well, that's probably worth a trade-in. So that was those. The next things were from a local game shop that's just started up recently, just out of town. Went and had a look after my mate had told me about it. Nice little shop, not the biggest in the world, but friendly enough chap working in there, and saw some nice games. One notable thing was all the games are in lovely condition, so picked up three. Picked up this for the N64, which is Beetle Adventure Racing, which I've not owned before, so looking forward to playing that. Also picked up Metroid Prime Hunters. Again, lovely condition. And final one, I've seen various gameplay videos of, and I've seen lots of people recommend it. Never played it. It's Valkyria Chronicles for the PS3. Right. Oh yes, last couple of miscellaneous pickups. These were from the local cash generators. This is an upgrade to my existing copy. Again, in very nice nick. It's Luigi's Mansion. It wasn't the cheapest in the world, but it wasn't the most expensive either. Very nice manual, got the bump in there, and the disc is great, so that will replace my existing copy, which will be traded. And this a good, well, depending on where you look, if I bought this brand new, then this would be twice as much as what I picked it up for, if not more. It's Mario Kart 8, so yes, I knew it was coming. It was just a question of when. Saw it for a good price, so pick that up. So excellent. So right, before I go on to the car boot from last weekend, just a quick recommendation. I've seen several people recommend this as well. If you into your reading, you could do a lot worse than read that. This Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. It's basically quite an interesting story set in the near future. The world's going to pot. Humanity spends a lot of its time in sort of like a virtual reality universe, bit Matrixy, I suppose, but it's like how best to describe it. People would rather spend time in that than in the real world, because the real world's going to shit. So anyway, the creator of it, who's the richest man in the world, dies. He posthumously records a message for the human race saying he's hidden 3 Easter eggs within the game stroke simulation, and whoever finds them inherits his entire fortune. And the story follows a kid who finds the first of those Easter eggs, and obviously there's good guys, there's bad guys. It's a very good read. Once I got into it, went through it in about 2 days, which was good, a real page turner, and it references a hell of a lot of computer games, especially from like the 80s and 90s. So yeah, really good, recommended. So yeah, give it a go if you get a chance. So right, last weekend went to a car boot. Probably be the last one for the next couple of weeks, because my employers, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to change the date at which I and all the rest of my colleagues get paid. So yeah, basically there's a 10-day difference between when we used to get paid and when we will now get paid. So I'm shorter than a pygmy short things. So yes, I'll be having a very, very quiet bank holiday weekend. I'll be playing some games, tidying some games, watching some films, and generally not visiting any car boot sales, and probably staying off Facebook, as people's ever increasing boasts of good pickups seem to get ever more magnified. I don't know where I'm going with that particular sentence, but yeah, basically people on Sundays tend to post tall tales, or some do anyway. Some post tall tales about what they've managed to find at car boots, and it's sort of just stepping up to the nth degree now. So yeah, I'll probably stay off that tomorrow. Anyway, alright, last weekend went to the car boot, came back quite happy. Found a fair number of good things. I've tried to sort them so I can go through pretty much chronologically what I saw. So first set of games was just a kid and his parents, and they got a plastic crate of various games in there, and I thought I'd just have a little sort through. I found some interesting games in there, not in the best of conditions probably, but good enough for me anyway. So the first one is Arcade Hits Pack, which is Gunblade NY, which I presume stands for New York, and LA Machine Guns, which are sort of like gun games. I've seen this around before, sort of been tempted, put it down, and then sort of wished I hadn't. So picked up that. And obviously this is in pretty good nick. It's got the manual disc. I don't think it's really been used particularly frequently. The next one I saw was Gregory Horror Show, which is again one I've seen before, not picked up. Thought that looks unusual. Didn't pick it up and then never saw it since. The disc on it has got a few scuffs and there's no manual, but I feel it's quite an interesting game, so I should be having a go on that. I'm quite pleased to find it. And the last game I got from this particular family was Mega Man X Command Mission, which I was very surprised to see. I did get to this particular car boot pretty early to try and avoid lizards, of which there were a few. Nothing like as bad as a few weeks back, but a different car boot. But yeah, I got there early, and I'm pretty glad I did, because I think some of the things I've got here I wouldn't have found. Mega Man is in pretty average nick, in that obviously the case is good, the disc is moderate scratches which can be buffed out. The worst thing about it is the manual. Quite what's happened to that I don't know, obviously beyond the obvious ripping. I don't know, maybe someone had taken a liking to after the picture, decided to put it on the wall, I don't know, but I can live with it. So yes, all of those, I think they wanted £3 each for them, and sort of whittled them down to £7.50, so £2.50 each, so 50p off each. I thought I was quite happy with that. Next thing, not a computer game, but it is a bit geeky, I suppose, if you like. Picked that up for £1. I've never seen it, and then I saw part of it on the telly a couple of weeks ago around my parents. They got it on. I liked the look of it, so I thought, right, I'll have to watch that. And then lo and behold, see it for £1, so why not? Watch all of it. Right, next. The next thing was this. This was on a stall with basically a chap with, it looked like he might have sold an Xbox 360 system, but he's still got all the wires, or God knows what happened to 360 anyway. Didn't need any of the wires, but I did spot this, which is a Razer, what is it? Onza tournament wide controller. Now, these are meant to be pretty good. I need to plug it in and test it, but it's got micro switched buttons, an extra shoulder button. It feels pretty sturdy. Depending on what you read, this may be good or bad, but it was £3. I think these were nearer 50 or 60 quid when they were brand new, so giving it a bit of a clean up, although there's cat hair on it already. So I'll be plugging that in and giving it a test. So £3 if it can't go wrong. If nothing else, I can always use it as a controller for my PC gaming. Right, so next, found a chap with nothing particularly gaming oriented on the stall, but under the stall he's got a box with various books and things in, and this is what caught my eye firstly. It's Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus user guide, which I do have a couple of Spectrum Pluses, but no user guide, because I've picked those up second hand, and quite surprised to see actually. It's all in colour. So yeah, I thought, well, that'd be quite good. So I picked that up. And these were the other three things that I found on this store. These were all 50p each, I think. Excuse me. And these are a set. I don't think there are any more than these. Edge Presents File, which is collected best bits of the early issues of Edge magazine before it became a bit too self-obsessed with itself. Self-obsessed. Yes, I used to read it back in these days, which I don't anymore, but I thought this was pretty good. It's got various features of things at the time. VR, the next step. Alone in the Dark too. And these are nice, interesting bits of history in themselves. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Format for the SNES. Publisher Capcom. Price £90. Japanese import. So yeah, so I got that, which is file 1, file 2, and file 3. And as I say, I think they were either 50p each or £1 each. Excuse me, knees are playing up. So yeah, I'm very pleased to get them. I had a little bit of traipse around the rest. Quite a lot of the, I would say about 50% of the sellers hadn't yet turned up at this point, so I was just having a little mooch around over the far side of the car boot, and I found one of these stalls where, you know, things are just bunged in plastic bins, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. And I'm glad I did, because I picked up a couple of Mega Drive games, not in the most fantastic shape you'll ever see, but nevertheless ones I haven't got. I think I've got one of them cart only, but certainly not got the other. First one is James Pond 2, Robocod. Case is a bit knackered, and obviously it's just cart only. But yeah, pleased to get that. And the other is the one I think I have on cartridge only already, which is Spider-Man. So now I've got cartridge, still no manual, but got the case. So getting there towards a full copy. And they were £1 each. So again, you can't really grumble at that. So yes, it was starting to get a bit busier. More people arriving. So I moved back over to the first couple of rows and saw some PC games which caught my eye. I think the first one that caught my eye was this one, which is Star Trek Borg, which I think is like an interactive movie more than a game, but I do like a bit of Star Trek as well as a bit of Star Wars. So I'd not seen this in the flesh before. I'd heard people mention it and thought to myself at the time, never realised it was a Borg game. And some of my favourite episodes of the Next Generation series have got the Borg in, i.e. the robotic bad guys rather than Swedish tennis players from the 70s. So yeah, I picked that up. Underneath it was this, Tex Murphy Overseer. So again, lots of discs. I think there's 5 discs in here. Another sort of interactive movie, if you like. This has got Michael York in it, or as younger viewers may recognise him, Austin Powers' boss Basil. There you go. And finally, another Star Trek game. I think there must have been a sleeve or something that this went in. The cover isn't in the best of nick. It seems to have something stuck to the front of it. Now I don't know whether I can tear that off or whether it's actually taken some of the surface off already, but it's Star Trek Klingon Academy. Oops. This one's 6 discs. Not sure if this is an interactive movie. From the screenshots it looks similar to Starfleet Academy, which is more of a sort of starship simulation type of thing, but there you go. Again, same sort of price. I think that was. I think all of those were £1 each, so can't grumble at that. So yes, mooching around the rest of it. Just little odds and sods really now. Found this, which I picked up for 50p for my wife as well as myself, because I do like a nice strategy guide. Don't actually have these versions. She's got version 2 of one of them. It's Pokemon Black and White version 1 strategy guide in very nice condition. I think the chap wanted £1 first, and I said, would you take 50p? And he said, yeah, no problem. So yeah, there you go, that's my wife's officially, so I'll be going back to her in a minute. Next thing was one of these ones which looked more like a junk stall. On the end it had 2 systems. First one that caught my eye was a PSP. Inquired after the price. On closer inspection it was missing the battery. Is it missing the battery? I think it was missing the battery cover. It got one of these aftermarket batteries in it, so that was an expense in itself if I went to buy it. Anyway, I inquired and he says 30 quid. I was like, no chance. Put it down. Looked next to it and saw this. Game Boy Advance SP in blue. Obviously the screen's got a couple of dings in it, but in pretty decent shape, and there you go, turns on. No game in it, but £5, so I thought why not. Closed it and obviously saw someone had been doodling on it, and obviously the back, many scratches, but I can always swap the case out. Obviously the innards are working fine, so it's no great disaster, and I don't seem to be able to resist picking those up if they're a decent price and in reasonable nick. So yeah, I can always move that on after a case transplant if necessary. Next odd thing was a few stalls up. Lady there had some boxed Game Boy games. Most of them were pretty average, but there was one which I remember playing back in the day. Case was in pretty nice nick, and it's Dr. Mario for the original Game Boy. Obviously a little bit dented in there, but all in all, very nice shape. I think she wanted £3 for that. I did try haggling a bit. I says, would you take £2? She says, well, I've only just put it out, and you know, I was looking for £3. She says, as a token gesture, I'll put it down to £2.75. I said, that's fair enough. So, Dr. Mario, pleased. Another miscellaneous thing. Racing for the PlayStation 2. This is one that I saw. Thought, I've got that. I do have this, but I've only got it for the GameCube. It's got no instructions, but I do like Ridge Racer games, so basically this is a Ridge Racer game, so I thought I'd pick it up. I think that was 50p. Next thing, I think I got this one as a one-off as well. I can't remember the circumstances, but it's Buster Move DS. Again, £1. Very good condition. Unfortunately there's no cartridge in there because that's in my DS at the moment. I've been playing it the last few days. Very addictive still. So yeah, not bad for £1. Last couple of pickups. I'm going to show you my last pickup, which is a couple of Game Boy Advance games. This was basically as I was on my way back to the car. Saw a chap, he got these on the end of a table. I think he, I'm not sure whether he'd collected or he'd picked these up somewhere else and was looking to move them on. He was asking a bit much for them originally. I asked him if he'd take a bit less because I was essentially down to what I got in the pocket. So he went for it, and I didn't want to break into the last note I had in my wallet. So yeah, he went for it anyway. So there's two games, both puzzly type games. First one is Egomania. Again, boxed, got the manual in there, pretty decent condition. And this one, I believe I might have seen someone else talk about this. What really interested me in picking it up is it's a Game Boy Rare. Like I say, I've heard of it. It's unusually named. It's one that will stick in your mind if you've ever seen it. Never played it, but if it's by Rare, I'm more than willing to give it a punt. And it's Mr. Pants. I think it's worth it just for the name. So yes, I'll be playing that in the next couple of days. And finally, right, this, as I say, was the penultimate find. These were not here through much of the time that I was at the car boot. So it sort of pays. I'm sure other people will probably back this up. If you go to a fairly sized car boot, obviously it always helps to get there early and sort of beat the lizards, as it were. But stick around, because the lizards tend to all scoot off to try and find their next haul. You know, hoover up all the games at somewhere else. So people turn up late, people get up late. It's a Sunday after all. So people will sort of roll in and set up as the morning progresses. So anyway, I was walking up the last couple of aisles again, noticed there was another half an aisle that had appeared due to a lack of space further on in the car boot. So had a traipse and saw, it looked like one of these rag and bone stroke scrap metal type vehicles, presumably like house clearance type stuff. Amongst the stuff that they've got a number of different games consoles of the sort of older type variety. What I can recall seeing, there was a Master System 2, two Mega Drive Mark 1s, a Dreamcast, and this little beaut, dirty little beaut, but Nintendo Entertainment System. It's obviously in need of a clean. No game in it, no leads with it, but it did come with a couple of controllers, 1 and 2, so there's the controllers. Got it home, pleased to report that it works fine. It made me very happy because I think I mentioned a few months ago my backup NES went the way of a trade. It was sent off with a 2600 Junior that I swapped for the Virtual Boy you may be able to see in the picture behind me. So yeah, it always worries me when I'm down to one particular type of console, in case the one I have goes wrong, then I'm struggling, I can't play those games. I have nothing to call upon to help repair the original, so very pleased to pick this up again. So the cartridge slot as well is pretty decent. It's not too loose, and after blowing various bits of fluff out of it, got it to work no problem. Anyway, that was £5. £5, brilliant. I was over the moon with that. As I said to my wife, if I'd have been a braver man and if we'd had more room, I might well have come back with more of those consoles. Very tempted by all of them, but obviously I have a Master System. Well, I've got 2 Master Systems. I've got about 3 or 4 Mega Drives. What else do I have? I've got a fair number of Dreamcasts as well. So it would have been greedy to have brought them home. I just don't like leaving them to, let's say, they all looked a little battered. They all looked in need of a good home. So I think probably somebody of you out there will understand what I mean when it's very difficult to sort of leave them there when you don't know where they'll be going. Make it sound like they're lost animals. But yeah, essentially I like to try and look after these things, tidy them up a bit, get them working, look after them. So yeah, anyway, come home with the NES, very pleased. And that is about it. So I think this video may have gone on for about half hour, which is not too bad going for me. I'm not going to say much more. Hopefully, as I say, you prefer the background. It's a bit of eye candy to look at if my droning head gets a bit dull. So yeah, feedback, let us know what you think. And obviously, as I say, it'll probably go quiet on this channel for a few weeks, at least a couple of weeks now, because I won't be hitting any car boots anytime soon. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good bank holiday, get lots of games played, and thanks for watching. Bye.